Hello, everyone. Oh, damn, John. Hello, and welcome back to Here Be Dragons. Welcome to the Requiem for a Con stream. So, this would have been Con of Thrones weekend. This would have been the weekend where I stayed up way too late and had some crazy conversations with some really fantastic people, many of whom will be here tonight. Some of whom are not here yet, but they're coming along. Some of whom just couldn't make it at all. The conventions are generally the social cultural highlight of the year for me personally. So since we have to miss it this year because COVID, we just wanted to have some friends together, share the love, get a little bit of that camaraderie we were missing out of for this weekend. So without further ado, I am your host, Stephen Stark. With me, as always, my right-hand man, John Con, or John Con.
Con John.
Con John. Who, although, John, you've been to just as many Con of Thrones as I have, but we didn't meet at Con of Thrones, which is weird.
Yeah, it's. I did want to comment real quick that you said we'd be staying up real late and talking with a bunch of people, which is unlike anything we've been doing. We wouldn't know anything about that.
You're a dang liar, John. Our Zoom calls are legendary already.
Yeah. This was going to be a special year just because I've never, I've hung out with Alex because we had our group, but the vast majority of you I've never gotten to see in the flesh. And so this was going to be a big party year. And I was going to be coming out of my shell big time, but we have to wait till next year.
Yeah. You've just got that much more time to work on it. Also joining us is longtime friend of the show, Stan Rixian, one of my best buddies to hang out with at the con. You're going to hear stories about stuff. I just want to tell you, Sanri, not only am I wearing the dress, I'm wearing the shorts right now, too.
Oh, good, because the shorts are a really integral part of
the costume. They are
a
functional addition to this thing.
You need them.
I don't know how ladies go without pockets. I just don't know how you do it.
We stuff things in our boobs, or at least
I do.
Oh,
okay. All right. Well, hey, that makes perfect sense. And then also joining us for the first time on the channel is someone who I've gotten to know a little bit better recently due to our legendary Zoom hangouts. But John, you've known her for a couple years. Alex, say hi to everyone, and everyone say hi and welcome to Alex.
Hi, everyone. But yeah, I've been to all three of Con of Thrones, and this one was going to be a fun year, especially with Jocelyn, my 5-month-old daughter. So we were planning to take her, but yeah, we'll just have to wait till next year.
Right on. So we just wanted to get a bunch of our friends together who we had shared stories with, and reminisce about what we're missing. So I've been to every Con of Thrones. John has, Alex has. Sanri, did you go to all? Have you been? Okay, you've been to because I met you in Dallas.
Yep, and that was my first Con of Thrones. That was one of these.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Let's see. This one is 2019. It's the orange one.
Okay. Yeah, so this one is the one we met at. Yay.
And people are mentioning your neck warmer there. Can we Can we get a good look at I'm gonna
here. She's very beautiful.
Yeah.
And upside down right now. Very docile. She's a normal ball python, so just your average little ball python, which are probably the most popular snakes besides corn snakes in the United States. And she's a rescue from PetSmart. So
I have been corrected by Kelly, the jaded redhead. It's the green. The green one is Dallas.
Okay.
Nice. Anyway, there should be a couple more people joining us, but let's just start off with. So maybe this is a little Steven-centric, but I know the least about Alex and her con adventures with John.
I want to hear about this too.
Yeah. How did you guys come to be con buddies? And I guess that's directed at both of you.
Yeah, I mean, I talk all the time.
Right.
So if you want to go ahead and talk, that's fine.
Oh, okay. Well, John and I met through our friend Laura, and we met at the first con, right?
No, actually, we didn't meet until the second one. Laura introduced me to you guys.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Because I was hanging out with Laura a lot on the first one. So yeah, we met in the second one, and yeah, we just started hanging out, going to panels, and then going out, do our city adventures. Those were fun.
Yeah, I've seen pictures of you guys out and about in Nashville for sure. I've seen them.
Yeah, was it? I think it was. I forget which one it was where you guys tried to take a picture with something that was like behind a "Do Not Trespass" sign when we were walking around, and I was like, "I'm not going in there, guys," and they got told to vacate the premises.
Yeah, I think that was Dallas. Yeah.
Yeah. That if you get on some of the JFK Memorial stuff around Dallas, they can get kind of twitchy.
Mm-hmm. That was interesting. Me and Michael walked down there in cosplay past the JFK Memorial because I forgot I was wearing cosplay and I really wanted a McChicken. So I walked like a mile in the Dallas sun, back and forth. Apparently I rescued a pigeon on the way down. Don't remember. Makes sense though. We were drunk. It's just, oh, do you want me to hide it, hun? I can.
No. She'll. I love your snakes, Stanry, and you just got a brand new one too. It's quite the beauty.
Oh yeah, she's tiny. She's about this big compared to this monster here.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure hair is about full grown. She might get a little bigger. We'll see.
Yeah,
Amy,
I know. I'm really.
Yeah, you're not wrong, Amy. Again, like I love John to death, but our eternal struggle is always lawful good versus chaotic good.
Well, and it's like you guys have brought out kind of my mischievous side since I started, hanging with you guys. So just imagine me before all that. I was, it's just like you were just getting straight-laced John 100% all the way.
Right. But yeah, so like I have the fortune of having lived in the suburbs of one of the host cities of Con of Thrones. So like the Dallas Con of Thrones, it felt in a way I threw myself a coming out party. I had been the year before and I really enjoyed it, but I was there basically by myself and I didn't really know anybody and I didn't really make any friends other than meeting people who I already knew because they had already made a name for themselves in the fandom. People like Val and Aziz and Ashea and Tony Teflon. I met all those folks and that was awesome, but like I didn't come away with close friends. So I was like, damn it, I'm making it happen this year. And I had the big barbecue and I started doing panels and like if I didn't have the warm reception from the first year, I wouldn't have had the courage to do panels the second year. And if I hadn't done panels the second year, I wouldn't have had the courage to start up my YouTube channel a year after that. So like Con of Thrones specifically is instrumental in me coming from where I was this time, 2017, as somebody who like watched videos and didn't even comment in the chat sections or whatever, to somebody who now I have my own channel. Now I'm trying to form that community. And for those of you that are members of our Slack group, we have a tight-knit little community in there too. And we have a lot of fun. And so like, to me, the convention isn't a place you go to talk about Con of Thrones. It's the place you go to talk to the people you have the most in common with in the world.
I can't remember who it was who said it's like our military family. I think it was probably Amanda. Disputed Lands, Crowfood's daughter Amanda. But it really is like our military family. It's like once a year, twice a year, 3 times a year. If I'm lucky, I get to see all my extended friends and family. And I miss you guys so much. All of you.
Yeah, she's another one like Amanda. I think we are going to have a tradition. If any time Amanda and I together, we have to dance.
Mm-hmm.
we have to dance together because we did last time, and like there was this whole lounging in the hot tub thing going on in one corner, and everybody over there was just chilling, doing their own thing. Meanwhile, Amanda and I are having a conversation and got on to, hey, do you want to dance? I'm like, sure, why not? We'll throw one down real quick. And then all of a sudden we were the entire center of attention for this party. And I'm just like, okay, well, that got weird, but it was still fun. But like, so Amanda's my con dance partner. And like, I fight her, with the foam swords too. She kicks my ass every time. But
I don't think anybody can beat her.
Yeah.
I was really bummed because we almost met up this weekend because since Con of Thrones wasn't happening, but at one point she was still coming here to Florida with her family.
Yeah.
So I was going to drive up and meet her since I live here in Florida, and but unfortunately things just kept getting worse and worse in Florida, and so quite predictably she ended up canceling the trip. So I was bummed out about that because it would have been nice to meet up with somebody, but if it wasn't safe, it wasn't safe. So.
Oh yeah, Isabel. So glad we got to meet in person last year. I had a great time, however brief it was. Couldn't agree more, and we're missing it this weekend, which is why we're doing this. And it's super great to see you. Like, that's another thing. Like, I'm active on Twitter, and I know a lot of people by their Twitter handles, and then they show up, and you're like, oh my gosh, you're actually a whole person. And
smaller than you expected.
Right, and you get to speak in more than 280 characters at a time. This is awesome. So yeah, it was. I can't say enough about how much it's impacted me. And I've gone to conventions before, but the fact that Con of Thrones was focused on the fandom that I was by far the most into. And then like it was also attended by people that I knew who they were. It made such a huge impact, and I'm forever going to be in debt to that convention. Like if Sue asks me, hey, can you do XYZ? I'm going to be like, yes, ma'am, I can.
Yes, ma'am. How may I help you?
Absolutely. And I did reach out to Sue. Unfortunately, she is not able to join us this weekend. I really hoped she'd be able to be here, but I'm just thinking that instead we're going to have her as an I Know That Nerd in this not too distant future, so she can get her full due 2 hours in the hot seat. You know what I mean?
That'll be fun.
Yeah.
Sue's really fun.
Yep.
For those of you who don't know her, she's a really amazing, wonderful human being, and the con wouldn't happen without her.
Yep. So, do you have a favorite memory from the con so far? Oh, wait a minute.
Oh, wait.
Everybody stop. Everybody stop. It's the Dawn.
Oh,
Dun, dun.
that was Beth. I thought I was going to be able to set up for a second, but I guess I'm here.
I could throw you right backstage again. You were the consummate professional, sir. I just assumed you were ready.
I'm ready. I can ring. I'm here. You know what I mean? I'm here. So that's what it is. What up to everybody here chilling with me right now that I see out there? I think I know everyone. I got to put my glasses on so I can see all the stuff going on in the chat. 1 second. I don't really wear my glasses on my channel, but
so everybody knows who you are, but I do want you to go ahead and tell the folks who you are, just on the off chance somebody's watching who doesn't know you.
Oh. What's the deal, my people? You know, this is Don Tony Teflon. I'm here rocking with Steven Stark. Thank you for allowing me to be up in here rocking with you. Cheer. What up to everybody out here that I see rocking, chilling in the chat right now? Betsy Mother Stark, Ridiculous Ed Tollett, Danny McKay, holding down the Gazette for the down. You got a bunch of people in here that I know from my channel and everything else. So I'm very happy to see you. Happy to see Sanri. Alex, I don't know if we've met before. Alex, I don't know. Maybe we have. Maybe we haven't. I don't know if we have, but hello if we haven't. And what up, Conjon? I haven't seen you I guess we just seen each other, right? A little bit ago.
Yeah, it was what?
My shorty, Sanri. And if you put in Thug Mug inside of Sanri's channel, you will save 15%. All the huts and stuff there, so definitely use that.
You have gotten me quite a few sales. Thank you, Tony.
No problem. That's what I'm here to do.
Yeah,
we can do a giveaway too if we want to. I've got a dragon sticker pack that we can give away on the stream if you guys want to.
I'm never going to say no to that, but I'll pay for it.
No.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll work that out behind the scenes. But yeah, you know what? We'll give away a sticker pack today. Why the heck not?
Why the heck not? So favorite con memory. Steven, what's your favorite con memory?
I'm actually going to go with the time that poor baby Aegon was stolen from me. I still have the ransom note. I don't know if y'all can read this. Baby Aegon has been taken. Find him at karaoke. Bring beer. A 6-pack equals one. What does it say? One baby? Yeah. 6-pack equals one baby. So my baby was stolen by some nefarious people, and I had to go buy a 6-pack of beer to get it back.
And I forgot he didn't drink.
Yeah.
So it was all for me.
So worth it, though. I mean,
whoever stole that baby.
Like, that's the type of ridiculousness you can only get at a convention, though.
Yeah.
How about you, Sandra? Do you have a favorite memory?
Probably the first time I met Phil H. Or not Phil H, I'm sorry. The Issues guy, Phil.
Yes.
Different Phil. We have many Phils in our community. It was the first Con of Thrones I went to, and I was hanging out with a couple friends, and we were standing on the porch, and I look over, and there's this guy that looks like Weird Al Yankovic, and I'm like, who is this man? Oh, it's Phil, the Issues guy, Phil. And he's playing these instruments that he has in his backpack, just, like, it was the smoking den, the dragon's den, if you will. So we were all, having our indulgence in the devil's lettuce, if you will. And my friend looks at him and she goes, do you have one of those frogs that goes, and sure enough, he pulls out of his bags one of those frogs and starts playing it. So at this con last year, he played it again, and I recorded it and sent it to her. But I was like, that man is a bard. He's actually a bard. He's so cool. And I was pretty messed up at the time, like really enjoying life, having a great time. So it was just this really magical moment of meeting a real life bard that it just never will leave me. And probably the time I met Aziz first, he was the first like big name that I ever got to meet, and he just like knew who I was and went over and started talking to me, and I was like, me? Oh, okay. And meeting Tony was really cool too. For the first time, Tony saved my life twice. Yeah,
2 times.
2 times back to back. What about you?
I was there when that whole Phil thing went down. I was in the dragon pit at the time when that was jumping off and everything else. And yeah, Phil is, I talked Phil into going. I wasn't going to go, and I begged him to go. I wanted to meet him myself, and I begged him. I said, "You got to get out here." You go, and he went. And yeah, he definitely is. He's got that. He's like that. He's like the Carrot Top of music.
That is so accurate.
Like, he just pulls that shit out of that bag, and it's anything you think is there. He's got it. So yeah, Phil is 100% great.
I'm sorry, Carrot Top of music.
Okay, actually, so I don't know if you can see it here, but right there, that's the Don Tony Teflon's autograph.
Look at
in my
that.
World of Ice and Fire book.
It's too.
I mean, I've got several, but the Don is in here.
I appreciate that. I appreciate you allowing me to sign it. I truly do.
That was 2017, the first con of Thrones.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, there are just too many to talk about. But I want to make sure everybody gets a chance to talk about there.
But that just signifies like the experience that I can't wait for next year, because it's like you're getting signatures in that book of your friends like it was a yearbook, and that's just that sort of communal fun experience that's, I mean, I had Alex, Laura, and Mike, and we were hanging out together, but it still felt like the purpose of the con was, I'm going to get to see some friends, but we're going to see these, celebrities talk and, and get the autographs of the actors and that kind of stuff. But what I just can't wait for this year is just partying with all my friends.
Right.
Like, I almost don't even care about all that other stuff.
Well, I don't care about Game of Thrones anymore at this point.
But I still just like, that's the chief thing. I just can't wait to see you. It's going to be great.
That's hilarious that you say that, though, Sandra. I don't care about Game of Thrones
I
anymore.
know. I'm
But
sorry.
like, I still enjoy it. But like, yeah, I would go. I'm missing Con of Thrones because I'm missing you.
Yeah,
I'm
I
missing
mean,
you, everybody here. You know, like I want a second go at a bull ride and make the Don talk better about me anytime he talks about me riding the bull. I know I didn't do great, but like, I think I've got it figured out now. So
yeah, you got on it, and that's the it's all about getting. It's not about who wins or loses it. It's about actually just getting on there and doing your thing for everybody, you know. And you got on there, and you said you're gonna get on. You're a man of your word. You said I'm getting on that bull no matter what. Dragon, I have to ride the dragon challenge. You got on it, and you did your thing, and that's the bottom. That's all it comes down to. But I'll tell you straight up, man. I was about to back out. Even though I did the whole competition in my head, it was because what happened was. The girl right before who went on there before me, just tall, statuesque blonde. And she gets on there with her long legs and everything. And she put her hand up in the air like this, like being cocky. And as soon as she did that, that guy slammed that thing forward. Her whole face hit that boat. Boom! I thought she broke her nose. She hit so far and fell off. And I remember I turned to Timo. And I said, I don't want to do it like that because I don't want that to happen to me. So I was going to think of something like, how could I get up out of here? And as soon as I was thinking of it, Val's man was there. And he looked right at me and he goes, what are you going to puss out, Tone, and not get on there? And I said, what the fuck did you say to me?
What did you say to me?
Puss out and go? I said, hell no, I'm the Don. And then that's what got me on it. But that's where I went. But it's all about really getting on there and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's all right to have that moment of going, do I want to do this? But like,
everyone was getting injured. Every time someone got off, Elamar like broke a thumb. Someone else twisted their ankle. Like I was like, damn, everyone's getting hurt.
That's why they make you sign a waiver before you get on.
Yeah. It was. The inside of my thighs hurt for I would say a month after that. Like it really hurt bad, like terrible. Like I had pain for a month straight. And so
I'm just gonna tell you, I was fine.
Were you?
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's good. And Sarah Charles was fine too, but she just slid right off. And once, as soon as it moved, she just slid off on purpose, I think, and that was how she got out of it. But we will have the Ride the Dragon. I have all the video. I always say I'm going to do it, but the reason why I haven't done it yet is because I have to have Phil is doing a live commentary with me. So I'm waiting on Phil. So once I get him, we're going to do a live stream. We have all the footage, and we're going to do the live stream of everybody on the Dragon.
Nice. I can't wait to see that. That's going to be amazing.
Yeah, this is why. This is why you were fine, Steven.
Oh.
Yeah. That's right. I'm a Texan. I'm a stereotypical Texan. I walk around in cowboy boots and a cowboy hat all day long.
He says while wearing a dress with shorts underneath.
A little Joe Exotic in you there, I think.
Yeah, I mean, hey, I'm comfortable with who I am.
Oh, I want to change my name.
Alex, I'm going to throw it to you. Do you have a favorite con memory, Con of Thrones specifically?
I have two.
Okay.
Well, so the first one is from 2017, the first con. It was Sunday. It was my birthday. That's why I was like so excited. Like, oh, first Con of Thrones, and it's on my birthday. And first time I do water dancing with Miltos, and we got to meet him, and he signed our sticks after the class, and then I went with my husband Mike and Laura down to the bar at the hotel, and we were just drinking and all that. And then Miltos comes along with a few other people, and like they sit down with us and start having drinks. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm drinking with Miltos on my birthday. This is awesome.
Yeah, that's a good birthday, man.
It was. And then I guess there was a big group of us, so we decided to get a table, and we had dinner there. So that was just like the highlight of 2017.
That's incredible. I hear that he is just like the nicest dude.
He is.
And I don't know if you guys saw his tweet about Zac Efron's quote dad bod, but he's like, you fatherless fucks. This is not a dad bod. And I was like, God, I love him even more.
So the only I do not go to the convention to meet the celebrities. I go to hang out with my people. Although, like, from everything I've heard, Miltos and Nikolai are the ones to meet. And okay, so in Dallas, I was wearing the Stark armor, not the Leanna one, but I was wearing my other cosplay, which is like pretty TV accurate Stark armor. You know, I had the shield, I had the sword and everything. And I'm standing at the door waiting for this panel to end so everybody can go out because I'm got a panel next. But like Miltos is on the panel for this, so he comes out first, and I'm just standing by the door waiting, and he's got to go, but he still like took the time to stop, like grabbing me by the shoulder, and he's like, "You look amazing!" And then off he would go because he's got that really boisterous personality.
Aww.
So like that's all I've ever met of Miltos, but like I was like, "Bravo, sir!" Like that was you made my day in that moment.
Young Hodor held the door for me, as well as a group of other people, and you could tell, like, in his eyes, he was like, "Go on," and I'm like, "Okay, thank you, Hodor."
You know, young Hodor with the Queens doing karaoke was a
that was amazing. That was really good. Yeah,
that was good to see up there doing that, getting into it and hanging out. You know what? And that's what when you deal like those two chicks, you know what I mean? They were a part of the con. They were in it. Young Hodor was a part of the con. They weren't just like standoff celebrities. Let me do what I had to do, then run back to my hotel room and not interact with people. You know, they went there, they got on the stage doing karaoke and everything else, you know. So, you know, that's what makes it good when they have celebrities that are willing to do that, don't think that they're too high post, you know what I mean, and can't just hang out with people.
Yeah, I really appreciated that about them. It was really nice to get to see that human side. Like, I didn't see Nikolai a lot after originally meeting him, but definitely young Hodor and those girls you were talking about. For sure. Sorry, women.
Women. Girl.
Ladies. You know. What's your favorite memory from a con, Tony?
Oh, geez. Well, I will say that, you know, I'm one of the people who I have been on every con. I've been since they've had Con of Thrones. I've been at everyone, and how I got there was, you know, I was supposed to be, but when it all got, you know, mentioned and other YouTubers were getting, you know, asked to join panels and stuff, and no one was asking me. So I got on my channel, and I got love for all my fans, my friends. I hate even saying fans. It still sounds silly to me, but all my friends that subscribe to my channel, I said, listen, we got to make a campaign, get the Don to the goddamn con. And I said, this is how we're going to do it, people. We're going to go up there. I want you to go on Twitter. And I said, there's this lady, Suda Fury. I want you to go retweet her and everything else. And I think she got like 200, 300 people hit her up. You want to see Tony Teflon at the con? And she contacted me. She's like, Tony, if you just want to be a part of it, you could just contact me directly. You'd have to send all these people, the Teflon army, after me. So that's how I got there. But as for one of my favorite moments, I have too many. Every time I went there, I've had a great time. But I'll say a memory. She said a memory like that. So I'll say one like that too. When I was just walking through. It was the first con. And I was just walking through the Opry, and I was just happy to be walking. I'm walking through, and then I see Aziz, and he's walking by, and he goes, Tone, come with me right now. And I'm like, what? He's like, come with me right now, you got to come. So I turn and I start walking with him, and I'm like, all right. I was like, by the way, where we going? He's like, we're going to eat dinner with Kate Dickey right now. I said, oh, we really? I said, don't lie to me. He was like, no, we really are right now. I said, okay. And then we just got there, and boom, we go to the table, and here's Kate Dickey sitting at the table with us. And I think I was 2 seats over from her and stuff, and she was just sitting there, and we just all ate dinner together. And I was like, wow, this is a phenomenal time, just sitting here eating with Kate Dickey, you know. And then later on a different con, she came on my live stream. At the last con, she came on the live stream and chilled with us for like 40 minutes. So, you know, it was just a great time. You know, I had too many memories, but the biggest and the best memories is really just meeting people that I've chatted with online for so many years. And you would think that it would be a little awkward when you finally meet someone in person, but it truly isn't. It's truly like you know them for a long time, like you already know them and everything, you know. So everyone I got to meet, I was Steven Starr, I got to meet Sam Rixey, and I got to meet, you know, Ella Marr, who I met her last year. We got really close, and now we have a podcast together. So, you know, her. I got, Phil the Issues guy. I got to meet Quinn. I got to meet, Gray Area. I got to meet everybody. You know what I mean? So that's what it truly is all about. I don't go there. I do not care about a celebrity in the building. I'm not taking no picture with no one. I don't want no autograph. I don't want nothing. All I want to do is get to the bar and drink with my people. That's the primary goal of mine when I get there.
Exactly.
Meet me at the bar and let's drink and talk.
Yeah.
And
I've got to share this picture real quick. It's just on my phone, but Britt Bird just commented that her first encounter with me was at Nashville year 1 in my Stark armor, and she was wearing Sansa cosplay. I don't know how well this is going to show up on camera, but there she is in her beautiful...
Britt?
It's the...
that's her Battle of the Bastards.
Yes.
Sansa dress. I love that so much.
Yes.
She's so talented. Such a good cosplayer.
Like, every year, because she goes every year to the con as well, and every year she's crushing it.
Yes.
And then, Rixian, don't sell yourself short at all, because you are a fantastic cosplayer. Your Arya costume is top notch, top of the line. I mean, you truly look like Arya. I mean, if someone, I'm going to say this, maybe I shouldn't, but I am. If someone actually, had like a crushy crush on Arya and had fantasies, you would be the one they're coming for.
Oh, it's happened. It's happened. Like, watch this. I can transform into Arya. Get a little blood drip, and then I'm Arya. I did the whole face app thing where you swap faces, and literally it just put my bangs on her face and the glasses. And I was like, yep, that's me. Me and Maisie Williams. Well, and the whole sex scene with Maisie was very interesting because that happened right before Ice and FireCon last year. So I had a whole bunch of people I've never talked to before like come up to me like, hey, how did you feel about Arya's sex scene? And I was like, great. Good for her, right? Who doesn't want to sleep with Gendry? And they're just like, yeah, ha ha ha. So I don't know. Agree. Thank you. I liked my Arya costume. I did not make it. I bought it from a nice lady on Etsy who was very thrilled with all the con photos I sent her.
That is great that people actually try to fulfill their fantasy. I mean, I don't mean it's great, but it's great. But it's funny that people actually do it. I'm sure people go there. Listen, a lot of people go to this con for these reasons too. There's a lot of people dressed up as Daenerys. There's people dressed up as Khal Drogo. I'm sure women have fantasies and hey, can't have Jason Momoa, but there's guys there that'll be your Jason Momoa for the night.
Hey, I mean, like, cosplay sex is its own thing, and I'm not bashing it at all, for sure. Yes, he can eat crackers.
Damn it, Mom. Damn it, Mom.
Oh.
That's hilarious. I'm sorry. That was too funny not to share. Do I pick up people who have fetish over Lyanna? Not yet, but I'm still trying.
He's working on it.
Yeah.
For sure.
It doesn't work for me because usually people, me, the closest thing to me there is Grey Worm, and I ain't like that at all. So it really
you do whatever you want. You do whatever costume you want. If you want to be Khal Drogo, if you want to be Daenerys, you be who you want, Tony.
Yeah.
I was gonna go and get a big afro wig and go as John Bro.
Oh, I love it.
I truly considered it. I did, but in the end, I had backed out. But I truly was gonna do it. Maybe I'll do it next time.
Oh, that's hilarious, man. Yeah, I think the joke just hit the other room. I heard Ma cackling.
See, now when I go as Davos next year, we need to team up. I'll just carry around a sign that says, "This is John Bro."
He's king of New York.
Power to the people, baby. Power to the people.
What's your favorite con memory, John?
It's
John Con.
Yeah, it's a small one. It's just one night. Laura, Alex, Mike, and I just decided we'd had enough of sort of walking around Nashville, and we went back to the hotel and we just spent a couple hours just playing. It was like a Game of Thrones meme card game or something. We just kept that going for hours, and it was a lot of fun. I just loved hanging with my friends, and so that was a good memory. I also have one that's a little more self-serving, which was the last day of the Dallas con, where since I had come off of this weekend of actually hanging with a couple people, and so the year before it had been just me and Laura, so I still felt like I was staying within sort of my bubble of keeping to myself, even though I had one other person. But the fact that we were in a group in Dallas was nice, and so I wanted to make another forward step. So the last day of the con, at the closing ceremony, I said, okay, this is not me, but I'm going to get up and just say something, because people were getting up and saying like final words for the weekend. And I got up and I was like, okay, I'm doing this just because I'm scared of doing it. And I, just wanted to say thank you to everybody. You've just made this such a great environment. And, and I sort of, maybe I embarrassed them, but I pointed out Laura, Alex, and Mike, and I talked about how great it was to get to hang out with my friends. And I started to get really emotional, and then I think it was Axie who came down off the stage and just gave me a big bear hug. And it was simultaneously like rewarding, embarrassing, and just really emotional. So that's a big one for me.
Right on. Yeah, it's hard to pick a favorite moment. I mean, I guess we all have them, but just because you have a favorite moment doesn't mean there's not 10,000 more crammed into a 3-day period. That's what, I'm a chilled, laid back, almost hermity style person a lot of my life, but that's a weekend where I don't know, a change comes over me and I start hugging people and I start engaging with people in large groups and I go out to dinner. And none of which is my normal thing to do, So it's got some special sauce for sure.
Yeah, it's a magical event. Of course, there was when I met you for the first time, and I tackle hugged you, not knowing you weren't a hug person, but I was just really excited to see you. And you said something along the lines of, "You're a lot shorter in person than I imagined," which is so true. I am actually very small. But I have big person energy.
You do.
Yeah.
Jolie, I'll comment on that when I'm not broadcasting my answer to the rest of the world. Anyway, I hope some of our other guests will show up soon, but until then...
Jinx is coming. She's gluing an eyelash on.
Okay, well, that will be awesome. She's fantastic. But I do want to mention, for those of you that haven't heard this before, the Don, Tony Teflon, did my first ever panel with me. And public speaking is a thing that a lot of people dread. And when you have social anxiety disorder, it's that much harder. But again, the ever consummate professional, Tony was there, and he was able to take charge of the panel, but still give everybody their chance to talk. And we had a blast, Tony, talking about who was going to live and die in season 8.
Tony's great at that.
It was a very good panel. Had a great time on that panel. Had a great time working with you. And I love doing the panels. I do. And I try to have a good time when I'm on the panel. And I think when you've done so many live streams, it truly isn't that much different. I mean, it is obviously you have a live audience in front of you and stuff, but I rap. It's like to me and Phil. Me and Phil, we do a really good job together, and it's because I think really what the dynamic is that he's performed on stage for a long time. Yes, I could talk to Days. You're correct on that. But Phil, he's performed on stage. I performed on stage before. I've done all that stuff, so I'm used to it. You know what I mean? So it's just a good time. I had a great time on the panel with you. I had a great time doing all the other panels. So I loved all. It's not one panel I went on that I just wish I'd never been on. So I loved meeting everyone and doing all that stuff like that. I have a great time there.
I mean, maybe it's like asking you to pick your favorite baby, but do you have a favorite panel you've ever done at a convention?
I can't. It's too crazy. I don't know. I can't even call it, to tell you the truth. I don't know. I really don't know. I would like to say the first year was really good because it was just, it's the first time I ever did it. And I got such a great response when I first did it. So I liked all those panels. But then the next year, I got to make my own panels. So, that was, I liked that time too, So I just liked I had a great time. All the time. I don't have a favorite panel that I did, but I mean,
that's fair. That's fair.
I can say my favorite Tony panel, which
Okay,
was
you gotta do that.
the Children of the Forest one,
Of
and I
course.
think you were on with Quinn and LML maybe at the time.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And
Like
Quinn.
you cracked me up. And Quinn, yeah. You cracked me up. Like it was one of my first times hearing you talk about the Children of the Forest, and now it's become like one of my favorite things. Like your recent video with Indeed Geek was just amazing. Like you crack me up when you talk about those creepy little skin body snatch and skin changers.
They sure are.
I just remember laughing really, really hard in the audience. And, at the con, sometimes it's like Targaryen school, and you're just like, okay, yes, this is a review, or yes, this is really interesting. But I like when comedy and humor comes through, and you get to see people's like personalities, which you were very consistent with your personality. So I just really enjoyed that a lot. It cracked me up. Thank you.
Well, thank you for
You're
enjoying
welcome.
it. Shout out to Robert for having me on and talk a little about children. But I have a 4-part series on that, explaining everything I did with Robert. I didn't really get too deep into it. I got more to say. I put one video was out. I did it like 3 months ago. Then people started asking me, where's part 2, 3, and 4? So I have all the thumbnails made. I'm going to make part 2 this week. And then every other week I'll have 2, 3, and 4 jump off and stuff like that. So we'll have all that. She talking about all the children of the forest, those peeping ass toms, body snatching people. We'll talk all about them and put them in their proper place and everything else.
Yeah,
that reminds me of a panel that I did one time with the guy who does the Dothraki language. And I guess he was known for like Stannis bashing. That was like his big thing. He would go up there and just bash Stannis. So it put me on the panel with him. I guess he didn't realize that I'm one Stannis fan was on the panel with him at that time. So he started trying to go into that bullshit Stannis bashing, and I lit his ass on fire. I gave him the Elizabeth Warren treatment on that. And I lit him up so bad that by the end of the panel, he came over to me. He's like, I think you changed my mind on Stannis.
Yeah, the Don is nothing if not persuasive.
Yeah, I can't let I'm a funny. I did it in a fun manner. Everything is all jokes and fun, but you can't come up there running your mouth about my boy and not think you're gonna get it. You better have your ducks in a row if you're gonna do that.
Okay, I'm not the biggest Stannis fan, but like a lot of characters in that show get a lot of hate that they don't deserve, and Stannis is among them. He gets a lot of hate he does not deserve.
He's the 1-2 king of Westeros.
I mean, I might argue that on the TV show,
on the books, on anything, it's Stannis.
No, Aegon VI Targaryen. That's the one true king of Westeros, right there.
Why would he be the one?
Okay, this is a conversation for another time.
It can't be. I mean, if you really want to go by succession, the Targaryens lost the throne to the Baratheons, so they're out. That's it. It's done. The only way for them to take the throne again is by force. So now the bloodline goes down to the Baratheons, and he's the one true king. It's just like if you look at the Windsors right now, in Great Britain, they're the kings. They weren't always the kings, but there was other people, other bloodline, but now they are the ones. Other people just can't come back and say, hey, my grandfather was the king before you. Now we could take the British throne. Right. Nope. Can't do that. It goes to Harry and then George. That's just the way it is. And if you want it, you got to usurp them.
All right. I'm not willing to die on this hill either. So, but Tony, man, I do love a good debate. I might have you back sometime just to argue this point.
Whenever you want, I'm all about that.
Oh yeah, I mean, if we can do this type of talk, and also like for y'all that don't know, Tony was on the channel 3 weeks ago, where we did a retro review of Spaceballs, and you want to talk about some ridiculous fun? We had a blast, y'all.
I almost crashed my car listening to that.
Yeah,
that was so fun.
Spaceballs is a great movie. That's right.
So, I mean, if you want, you can go listen to that. The Don is always fantastic. Love having you around, man. And again, like it's one of the things that has always struck me about this fandom in general, and especially the people that love it enough to go to the convention, is that like we might not agree on this, that, or the other thing, but like you still here, man. You still chose to take the time to come celebrate this with us. Tony, like you could be somewhere else. Sandra, you could be working on art commissions. John, you don't have a life, so I know you're going to be here. Alex, you have a tiny little baby at home, so like I get it, but it's just something about this fandom in particular brings people together who might not come together otherwise, and it makes us friends, you know.
It would not be. I mean, you gotta look at it like this. I'm friends with Nico Lena, who was on the small council with me all the years. This chick is a bona fide rocket scientist. You know, that's what she does for a living. She created some type of instrument that detects dark matter in space, and she was on Scientific American cover for it, right? I'm friends with Charlie in Westeros, who's about to take the bar exam. Get him, Charlie, this Friday. So Charlie done passed that. James Johnson's a lawyer. We have a bunch of people, and usually when I get lawyers, I gotta hire them because I'm in trouble. But now I just get to hang out with them, just like friends, and everything else. So there's a bunch of people like that you just get to meet and everything else. And look at Heidi from Costume Co. and everyone else. I would never talk to these people in regular life, but it's this book that brings people from all walks of life together for the love of it, and that's what makes this fandom so great.
I love how diverse it is.
Yeah. And you're right, Tony. I know doctors. I know lawyers. I know, my background is engineering. I know people who have worked in journalism. I know people who have worked in literature. It really does have something for everyone. But the people that sort of like get obsessive about it tend to have, first of all, a sharp mind and an ability to appreciate cross-discipline type stuff. So like, I'm not a historian, but I can appreciate the historical aspects in A Song of Ice and Fire. And the same is true about everything else George has worked together. He is touching on a lot of different things. And the people who love this story the most are those of us that, I'm not trying to be an intellectual elitist or anything, but, they tend to be smart people who have a broad range of interest. And then are also seeking a diverse group of people to discuss that with.
No doubt about it. The person said, her name is Nicolina. She used to go as Tina Foyle was her name when she did YouTube videos, but she is the one who is a rocket scientist and stuff. She was on Small Council. If you went Tina Foyle, I think she still has her videos up that she did back then, but she was always on the Small Council on Game of Thrones channel and stuff like that. And she may be coming on my channel next weekend with Charlie in Westeros. So, subscribe if you want to know who's going to be on there. Maybe James of Thrones will be on there too. I can't say who's going to be on. It's all surprise. So we'll see what up. But Alex, how many cons have you been to?
All 3.
You've been to all 3 cons. And so what was your favorite con location?
Say Dallas.
Dallas was nice, but I'm gonna have to say Nashville.
Which one in Nashville? The Opry or the other? The Opry was beautiful, right? Was that that was one of the most gorgeous hotels I've ever seen in my life. Yeah. Just walking through there was amazing. It's just walking around in there. I love that too. I wish they did it in Nashville every year. I wish that was the spot for it. I wish they'd pick a spot and it would be in one spot, and I wish the spot was Nashville. I really do. I enjoy Nashville. I think it's a great downtown area. So I think that after the con, it's great. Listen, Dallas, the best thing about Dallas, and I do love Dallas, was that the hotel people truly were into it and they supported it 100%. And you had the bar right there, right inside the place. So everyone knew where to go to meet. It was a little more spread out in Nashville. You had some people at this bar, some people at that bar, and everything else. But I think now we would have it a little bit more together.
Well, everybody knows each other now, too. So it's just like, instead of having to randomly run into Tony Teflon at the bar, I would just be like, DM you, hey, where you at, Tony?
Mm-hmm.
I'm at the bar.
I am at the bar.
I'm at the bar, right?
I did love that about Dallas, the one hotel in the central location, because we could just get drunk, go upstairs, pass out, didn't have to worry about a lift or anything. But I did love Nashville. All those penthouses, getting to be up in the sky.
Yeah.
Oh, man, I felt like a celebrity that weekend, or at least what I imagine celebrities feel like. I was like, this is incredible. Look at all this.
I felt like it too. I was like, look, we are in the goddamn same fucking penthouse that fucking the celebrities stay at, and we just chill here. drinking it up.
I remember showing up at your penthouse after the very fucking weird place, Tony, and you were like, "We have Red Bull and beer and water. Just open the fridge, get whatever you want." It was like heaven. It was a little miracle.
Oh, it was good. I mean, he
It
had
was
every
wonderful.
liquor in the world. He had in there. Full bottle was fully stocked. It was just a great time. It really was. Shout out to my man who held that. Who held it down for us, held it down for everybody here. That is his hat up there, right up there, chilling with us. You know what I mean? Without him, he owns, people know he owns a bunch of places. He rents out.
Tony, I got to cut you off real quick, man. I'll let you go again in a second. But Jinx just showed up.
Wife.
How you doing, girl? Can you hear me?
Live? Yeah, I can hear you.
I can hear you.
Easy.
Okay. Can everybody hear me?
Yes, as far as we know, we are live.
I didn't ask to interrupt, Tony.
Oh, but you're still worth saying hello when you arrive.
Exactly.
Hello,
How you
I
doing?
have arrived, and this shot keeps being even wider than I think it is. Hello, everybody. This is
Can I do
my
something
bedroom.
I can do that.
No, it's fine. Woohoo! Okay, there we go.
This is fine. This is good right here. Hi, Jinx. Thanks for joining us. I'm glad you could make it.
Hi, everybody. Thanks
Hello.
for having me. I'm very excited to be here and trying to figure out how to view the chat, which I think I might have to do on my iPad.
Yeah, like I don't know that there's any way you can do it through
I'll figure it out. All
right, cool.
But yeah, thank you for having me. Hi, everybody in the chat. I'll be there in a second. I just want to say I'm late for 2 reasons. One of which is I am vain and wanted to wear false eyelashes. And the other one is that somebody invited me to this and then did not tell me that we were actually doing it today until an hour and a half ago. So
yeah, it's my bad. I did not give you all the lead-in time.
beauty takes time.
It does, and I forget that. I'm just naturally beautiful all the time, so I forget.
You are indeed.
Some of you have to work for it.
Some of us work for it really hard.
Yeah.
No, but seriously, Jinx, thanks for joining us. If you have a favorite con memory you want to share right now, go ahead. If you need a moment, that's also fine.
My favorite con moment was meeting my... Can you hear me? I muted myself for a second to pop my liqueur.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, great. So my favorite con memory is meeting my best friend Mallory in real life for the first time.
This
and that was
right
really
here?
beautiful. Yes. Hi.
My wife. Hello, wife.
Yeah, we had never met in real life, even though we had been talking for at least a year at that point. I think we met through History of Westeros, and she drew my dragon. So multiple times. If you haven't seen Irigenia, you definitely should go on Mallory's. Mallory, is it on your website?
Mm-hmm. She's on my website.
Sanrixian.com. I'm also wearing a Sanrixian original art, in case anybody couldn't tell, which Mallory cropped to be more risque for me. And that was actually one of the first things that we did. Was you told me that you were late at the airport, and I was at that bar, and that we were all meeting up at the I don't know if it was like the official first night or whatever, but yeah, I was waiting for you, and you told me you cut me a crop top at the airport, and you showed up and it looked great, and you gave me more crop tops, and that was really lovely, and I was so excited to see you. So that was a really magical moment.
That was really magical, and we made friends with our Lyft driver afterwards. I recently just found those photos. That was great. That was definitely top 10 con moments.
So one of the things I'm noticing, because everybody's kind of weighed in at least somewhat, I'm sure we all have more stories, and we'll get to that here in just a moment, but I'm like, what's your favorite moment? What's your favorite moment? Everybody's favorite moment is, I got to meet this person. Not it's got nothing to do with I went to this panel, and it really isn't like I met the celebrity. Just like, no, I met these other fans, these other people who got it with me, you know, who understood where I was at. And I mean, that's the real power of the convention, I think.
Well, yeah, my favorite memory would have been meeting you, Stephen, if I'd had the courage to go up and say hi. But I
gave it to me, John. Don't patronize me, sir.
Do you find Steven intimidating?
I know, right? I
I
know.
find everybody intimidating. I'm a very shy individual.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's
But,
nothing to
like-
be afraid of. I don't think Steven has anything to
I
hide.
am not exactly a marshmallow, but like
Oh, you are.
I'm a pretty easygoing guy, pretty easy to get along with. But anyway, y'all, we've been going for about an hour, so let me do the mid-roll, and then I'm gonna shut up and let my friends talk about how much fun they had at conventions and stuff. So thanks to everyone who's here. We've got 46 people watching. That's actually pretty good numbers for us. If I could ask you, please go ahead and hit that like button. It does help to spread awareness of the channel. And if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. That would be great. Thanks to everyone who is taking some time out of their Sunday afternoon to hang out with us. Also got to shout out our patrons. We've got John Bronsteen. We've got Ridiculous Ed Tollett and Sixto Sounds. And somebody else just showed up. Oh, there we go. Sanry's
Aerogenia.
Art of Aerogenia. So we're just going to leave that on the screen. So many thanks, patrons. You help cover the cost that it takes to produce this high quality content we got going on over here. Thanks to all of our guests who are here. And I want y'all to let y'all know what we've got coming up going forward. Next week, we're going to be doing another retro review, and this time we are doing Galaxy Quest. So get your Galaxy Quest DVDs out, watch that old movie, and remember how amazing and awesome it is because it is amazing, and we're going to have a lot of fun talking about it. After that, I believe we are doing Clone Wars Season 2. And then the week after that, I'm very happy to say we finally got it on the schedule. August 9th, we are getting back at some Expanse content. We're going to be talking about Christian of Sharla, and we will be joined by Monaro Geek for that talk. So we got lots of great stuff coming up to look forward to. John, what you got coming up?
All right, this Thursday at 2:00 Eastern, I'm going to be doing A Knight's Tale with Aaron M. We both love that movie, and it's one of the few things we agree on. So, so we're gonna have a bunch of fun talking about that. So please tune in; it'll be great.
Oh, yeah, I'm just going to take a moment to say hi to Ashaya,
Hi,
who is
Ashaya.
another con, a lovely person who I met at the con, who's in the chat.
That's who I was waving at.
Yeah, right on. Alex, you got anything you want to plug? You've got a baby that's the cutest thing, and we haven't seen her on stream yet, so I'm going to try to get you to...
Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, here she comes.
Oh, hold on. I'm going to put you... I'm sorry, Erigenia, but you have to go by the wayside for just a minute.
Baby.
Say hi.
She keeps sticking. Okay, so we have Zoom calls, and Alex joins the Zoom calls, and so I've seen her baby many times. She loves sticking that tongue out.
Oh, yeah.
She's adorable, though.
Hi, Jocelyn.
You got anything you want to plug, though, Alex? Anything?
Here's my cute baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Jocelyn. Yeah, we do need. So we're hoping that Nikolai comes to like another convention. That way we can get an updated picture because we did a photo op with him, and at first I was like, "What are we gonna do? Like, well, how are we gonna pose?" And then I get the idea. I'm like, "Wait a minute," because at the time I was about, I want to say like 8 or 9 weeks pregnant. So I was like, oh, he could be he could help us with the announcement, the baby announcement, once I announced it, when I was 12 weeks. So, yeah, here, I'll show the picture.
Oh, that's so good, though. Hold on, I'm gonna main screen you real quick. There we go. That is so good.
Yeah, you got to get a part 2.
Is that the picture that you basically announced it with?
Yeah.
Right on. So, yeah, cool. And of course, Jocelyn is just the cutest baby ever. And she's just beautiful little kid. Sandry, what do you got to plug? Because you have stuff to plug now.
Oh yeah, I do.
Hashtag
Illumination episode 2 hopefully will be out later tonight. I'm almost done editing the audio. And that one comes with a drawing of Fire Saga. So it's on Eurovision, which is a Netflix special with Will Ferrell and Megan something or another. I'm really bad at actors, as you guys know. But it's a funny musical. So me and Bernie reviewed that, and that'll be up pretty soon for you guys to listen to. And I just wanted to say thank you to everybody who has taken the time to actually listen to our first episode and support us and give us shout outs, because the support from the community on something that is really not a Game of Thrones podcast has just been overwhelming. And thank you guys so much. We really appreciate it.
Right on. Hey, Tony, what you got coming up?
All right, so a couple things going on there. So I will say that I have a Lady in the Don giveaway we're going to be doing. So shout out to my lady Lamar, who's in the chat right now from Lady in the Don podcast. We're doing a giveaway. A giveaway is going to be San Rixian. We're giving away $50 worth of stuff at San Rixian and $50 worth of stuff for Bernie, Beef and Bernie. We'll be giving that done. We're doing that on the giveaway. We'll have that taken also. I will pay them in advance. So after that, you just got to give the address to them, and then it's going to be whatever they have, $10 spots. So 10 things altogether. But we got that going on. We got I got a video. Obviously, I got a video every Mondays when my videos get released at 1:00, and the next video is how the wall will be destroyed in the Song of Ice and Fire, and that will show exactly how that's going to come down. That's coming out. I got a video coming out with Top Shelf Fandom. I'll be on his. He has a series talking about directors and how they make movies, and I'm doing the Spike Lee recording that this week. So I'll be doing Spike Lee thing with him, and that's basically all I have to plug at this particular time.
Very cool. Jinx, do you have something going on you want to plug?
Yeah. I never know what to say on like regular YouTube.
Look,
with the
you are a
babies
friend
in
of
the
the
background.
show,
But yeah,
and-
so buy my adult content. I have an
There's
only
the sale. Right?
What's going on?
Mallory, you're embarrassing me. My wife. Yeah, I make porn. You should pay for your porn. Even if it's not mine, you should pay for your porn in general. So that's what's going on. That's what's up with me. Follow me at Jinx Lear on Instagram and Twitter. Much more Song of Ice and Fire stuff on Twitter. Definitely. And I also have a website, jinxlear.com, and you can always email me, jinx@jinxlear. LIERRE if you are not seeing the little lower third right now.
How long have you?
Hi, Aziz.
Okay.
Aziz.
What's going on? 5 minutes.
Yeah.
What are we doing? Wait, let's get back to what we were talking about, the porno. Real quick, Aziz. I'll be right with you.
Hang on. Hold,
You know what,
sir.
Tony? There's a link. There's a link on my Twitter. So I think $6 for a sale is very little to be able to see what's up with that. So
It's a heck of a deal, y'all.
That's a hell of a deal. We talking about like
So
whole body porno? We talking
anyway,
about,
hello, Aziz. It's like
Yeah.
I'm shadow banned and y'all never read my tweets or something. I always feel like I've been putting more of my tits on Twitter. I'm like, you're welcome, Song of Ice and Fire fandom. I feel like I'm probably muted on a lot of people's timelines, but that's okay.
Not
Back to
mine.
what's
mine.
really important.
Not
We're all here for your tits, baby.
yeah, we're here for it. But yeah, Aziz, thanks for joining us, buddy. You came into, we were doing the mid-roll, but you're here. We're about to get back to the conversation. But
Cool.
is there something you want to plug while we're doing that?
Sure, I'll plug my new small podcast apart from my main one, So me and some friends have the podcast of Surprise. We've got about 5 episodes. It's a podcast on the Witcher novels. And we're having a lot of fun with that. I put a lot of work into the editing. So it's a pretty well-produced show. And lots of laughs because they're funny. So that's my plug. Everybody already knows the history of Westeros stuff, so I'll fire my bullet on that one.
That's presumptuous of you, sir.
Yeah, sure.
Actually, I say that. I think your name has already been mentioned about a dozen times.
Yeah. We're all talking about our favorite con memories, and we're like, when we got to meet Aziz and he treated us like a people.
Yeah, really cool. So Aziz, that being said, we're going to get back at it. Do you have a favorite memory from a Con of Thrones?
Whoa, favorite memory from a Con of Thrones. That's tough because I'm not good at like. I can't even pick like favorite chapter. I can't even pick a favorite book from A Song of Ice and Fire. There's only 5, so like, and I got way more than 5 con memories. Dang. Well, I'll just have to pick one particularly good one. Let me think. I really like. Well, the party that first year comes to mind. The big end of con party in the first year was a particular favorite because it was impromptu. And some of the actors showed up and there was music and it was just kind of funny watching the hotel half-heartedly trying to shut it down, but knowing that they didn't really want to shut it down, but they had to say something because it was too loud, but they weren't going to shut it down because they had paid like an absurd amount for that room. So it was kind of like its own sort of Game of Thrones situation where people were wielding their power. Like, nah, you can say what you want, but we're doing this.
Right?
We're really throwing their weight around. Yeah, it was good. And that's a really good one. Maybe it's easier to go with other years. So that one really comes to mind for the first year. As far as like last year, that's hard too, because man, there were so many good moments. I always love the karaoke. Don't you guys love the karaoke? Do you guys?
Yes.
Yeah, there's something about Cersei singing "All She Wants Is Another Baby."
That was so good.
Just like it's going to be one of those legendary things that lives forever.
Yes, true.
Easy, ripped the karaoke down.
Yeah,
Ripped it right down.
He did. I remember I recorded half of it. I was like sprinting, like, I gotta get this.
Speaking of Pete Easy, Tony, can you hook me up after the stream with his contact information? Because I've literally been trying to get a hold of him for
Yes,
years.
I can. That's not a problem.
You know, he came to our Thanksgiving once.
He did.
Yeah, because he lives like an hour from us.
Aww.
Assuming he hasn't moved since then. That was a few years ago, but
I
yeah.
think there's a werewood stump in your basement for Quinn from Pete Easy. Somewhere.
Really?
Somewhere in the basement. We got it.
Oh yeah, these Mallory and I just have like a box of shit in the basement. we were under the impression Dragon Con would be happening.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Why would you have expected
like
otherwise? Yeah.
It's the cosplay from the day that we both woke up and we're just like looked at each other and she was like, "So do you want to cosplay today?" And I was like, "Fuck no!" And we both just started cackling. So that's what's up with that. Hopefully everything still looks good in another year.
Oh, we'll look great. I'm
See,
sure.
this is the group of this is who I would want to be hanging out with this weekend.
Oh yeah.
Like, God, I miss it. I miss it, y'all. I miss it.
Yeah, it's a bummer, huh? At least we get something. At least we get this.
Yeah, life goes on and whatnot, and there's a lot worse things going on in the world than just not making it to a Game of Thrones convention. But still, like, I have spoken about how it changed my whole approach to life. Even like, I'm probably almost unrecognizable from myself 3 years ago. From before, like Aziz, I don't know. Do you remember? I showed Tony's earlier. I'm gonna find yours. There it is, right there at the bottom. It says Aziz Aldori.
Oh yeah.
When you signed my World of Ice and Fire, that's from the first year, and like again, it was just knock-on effect after that. That leads to me doing panels, leads me to guesting on somebody else's channel, leads me to making my own channel, leads me to having co-hosts and then spinning off onto their own channels. Just like and it was you and Tony and I'm going to throw Because Val into that same group, but that was y'all three were the big three that made me feel at home, you know.
Glad it worked out, man. Glad we didn't know how far you'd go, but you deserved the respect at the time. And
well, but like. I don't know. It's not something that I'm used to experiencing firsthand. It is not something I've seen, you see a lot of other fan groups who can become very, very caustic and toxic to each other, depending on how they do or do not agree on certain aspects of that fandom. And that seems to be, at least for that deep fandom. Oh yeah, I know what happens on Twitter, but everything terrible happens on Twitter. But like the people that make it to the convention, they're able to appreciate the story as a whole. Anyway, I digress. We have heard very little from John, and Alex, and I've been talking my butt off, so I yield the floor.
I mean, I'll just say, Stephen, everything that you just said to like disease and Tony, it's it's the same for me saying it to you. I mean, you really paid it forward. A year ago, I was about as shy as you can imagine. I remember being at Con of Thrones on the last night, and it just so happened I was mostly on my own that night, and I went down to the bar attempting to socialize, but I was that awkward person kind of just floating in between the crowds, like, looking for a way to even open my mouth. But then shortly after the con, I started talking to some people on Twitter, you especially, and you just welcomed me into your family. And I like to say you grabbed me by the shirt and just yanked me in. And then when you asked me to guest on your channel, I was overwhelmed at that. And you can just imagine how I felt when you said, I want you to be a dragon. Come on and be part of this with me. And I dare say you guys have really brought me out of my shell, and I'm thankful for that, and just why I was so looking forward to this year. And and so I'm gonna have to wait a bit more, but it's just like I can't wait. And I love getting to talk to you all more. The Slack groups have been transformative for me.
Yeah. So I yielded the floor to let somebody else talk, not to talk about me. So, John, you're fired. Alex, get in here. Alex, get in here and bring that beautiful baby of yours. First of all, people are wanting to know if you have a Twitter that they can follow.
Oh, me? I actually don't have Twitter.
Okay, so there you go.
Yeah, sorry.
Do you have an Instagram or something we can stalk you on?
Oh, yes, I definitely have an Instagram.
Okay, what's your Insta, if you want to share?
I forget.
That's hilarious.
We actually just want baby pictures.
Yeah, I mean.
Oh yeah, there's plenty.
Is it really?
Oh yeah, I mean it's like full of baby pictures, basically. Alright, that's it. It is Blue Smurfette 87, and it's just BLU.
What is it?
Blue Smurfette, BLU.
Oh, Blue Smurfette with no E in blue.
Right, and then 87.
I got it.
Yay!
Dropping that link in chat.
Oh
the
yeah.
Smurf spelled with a U? I don't remember how to spell Smurf.
Catch up. It's SMURF.
You have to ask Dictionary Smurf that question.
Yeah.
Dictionary.
Anyway, I'm not going to lose sleep over not knowing how to spell Blue Smurfette. Thank you for linking that, Sanri.
You're welcome.
So I don't know, Alex, I haven't heard much from you, but like,
I know, sorry.
Well, you are a mother who's trying to take care of a baby, so I'll forgive you for not chiming in as much.
Okay.
But I just wanted to give you the opportunity to talk. Like, I've talked about how transformative it was for me. Is this something that's like, is this the highlight of your year, or is this just a thing like, I don't know, what does the con mean to you?
Well, it's definitely like one way to see like celebrities from the show, which is awesome. But it's also great to meet other fans and get to talk over like the show and continuing theories and stuff. So it's been really great, like getting to meet different people and just like getting to see each other every year. So then, especially now for Jocelyn, that I get to show her our fandom and maybe introduce it to her and see if she'll be a geek like us too. But yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to Ashea. She wants to make sure everybody's got her Instagram as well. So there you go. I'm highlighting it on the screen. Since we're giving out Instagram and Twitter handles. Jinx, you're muted. You're muted. Jinx, it looks like you're there you go.
I double muted myself. I'm sorry. I promise I'll figure this out eventually. Not all of us are used to streaming. But Ashea takes beautiful pictures and she has excellent outfits, and you should definitely follow her on Instagram.
Yeah. Well, and you know, I love the fact this has turned into a giant love-in because these are my folks, you know. Like Aziz has stayed at my house. People have stayed at Aziz's house. Not me. I haven't been to Atlanta yet, but like I know I got a spot to crash when I go.
Yeah.
You were supposed to.
I was supposed to crash at John's house this last Thursday or whatever. If the con had happened, I would have stayed at his house for a night. So
yeah, we had movie night Star Wars. We were doing.
Yeah, we're gonna watch the original Star Wars, the original without any of George's messing with it. But you know, it's fine. Aziz, how many panels were you going to do this year?
Oh, I don't know. We hadn't gotten to any sort of scheduling. That it was all just so fell apart so early on. So I don't know. I guess it was if it would probably 10-ish. It was
right
more the previous years, but there's been more people that have been around to speak, so you know, lightens the load a little bit. Right. But yeah, it would have been fun. I think I was going to be on your panel. That's the only one I can think of off the top of my head I'd committed to. But I was waiting to see what happened before proposing any of my own.
Yeah, that was the one I was looking forward to doing the most, it was going to be me, John, and Nessie. So like the three main dragons from Here Be Dragons. And then we got to have Aziz. So we were going to talk about Stark, like how Ned affected his children, how you can see the fingerprints of Ned on his grown children towards the end of the show.
Yeah.
I think that would have been a lot of fun to do.
Yeah, that would have been.
What about you, Tony? You got a panel you're missing, not doing this weekend? Something you were going to do?
I think I was going to do the battle rap of Westeros panel. We're going to do that. That would have went down this year. So we pushed that back to next year. So we'll have a bunch of people doing battle raps for the history for Westeros and all that. Obviously, it wouldn't be fair if I was in it. So I'm just going to judge it. Me and Gray Area are going to judge it, and we got a bunch of people who are going to go up there and bust their rhymes out and do this battle thing. So that was the only panel that I had worked out for this year's con was that. So we're gonna still wish, and I already told the Sue we pushed it back, so we still rocking that. We're gonna
right.
Great idea.
Next year.
No, I definitely need to be I definitely need to catch that one.
Jinx, did you have panels you were going to try to do this year?
Thank you so much for asking. I didn't have any reason to read this until just now. I didn't realize how badly I wanted to, but it was mostly that I came up with the title and I was really excited about that. And shout out to Sue for actually inviting me to do this. I really appreciated that. Where Whores Go, Sex Workers in Westeros and Beyond is the title. And I had wanted it to be a panel if I could find other sex workers who felt comfortable speaking about it. But I was also ready to do it as like a lecture kind of thing, for lack of a more interesting word. But can I read the description?
Sure, by all means.
Am I allowed to do that? Okay. I worked really hard on this. In George's world, I made Mallory read like all 80 drafts. In George's world, sex workers are never the POV and only sometimes named, yet they are central to critical storylines like Baelish's rise, Tywin's fall, and Tyrion's dark turn to villainy. How do geography, ethnicity, and class structures shape these characters' experiences of life and death? Let's finally consider the cultural impacts of portraying brutal violence against sex workers on the biggest TV show of all time.
Yeah. And I would have loved to have attended that panel.
That would have been my favorite.
Yeah.
panel.
That is a good description.
Yep.
Thank you. I have written some conference panel or lecture descriptions before in my time, but that one was the one I was most excited about, because usually it's about sex work policy, and this is
Right.
about a fictional world, and I was going to be able to talk with a lot of other people. I got to be on 2 panels last year, and those were amazing and so much fun. I was so glad to be part of them. But yeah, I was very excited about that. I would love to do it at the next one, and I imagine that I will. So
I
hopefully
imagine.
by then we'll figure out a way to get some people who are sex workers but might not be able to make it to the event.
I don't want that scheduled up against me.
Yeah, right? I need to go to the audience for that one.
suffer.
I would have to talk to Sue about that one right there. This little baby, and it's a beautiful little baby, and I'm so happy to see the baby. But it reminds me of the person who was at the con last year with the 2 baby the cute kids dressed as dragons. You remember that? I thought that was so cute. So now I expect to see this baby dressed as a little baby dragon when we get there.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Demand.
I have to think of a cosplay for next year for her.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Well, it helps that she's a very charismatic young lady too.
Yes.
I mean, I'm guessing what, about 6 months old?
5 months.
5 months old? Okay, but she's already dripping that charisma, man. She got it oozing right off of her.
Yeah. So I'm gonna see like how she is next year, and I'll figure out like, all right, see who I can cosplay her as
Mm-hmm.
with her personality.
Nice. Sandry, were you going to be doing panels this year?
Yes, I actually had a pretty epic fan art panel planned, as I do every year. Usually me and Vanessa do the fan art panel. And this year, we were going to try to have Draftergy and Urtak. Naomi makes art. I have a DM with like 20 people in it, 20 fan artists that you guys all probably know from Twitter. And that was really the only one I was planning on. Usually I'm just like, Sue, what do you need help with? And then fill in spots. Like we've mentioned how we help out, like Aziz and Ashea. But yeah, that one is canceled. But the good news is Mischief might be putting it on from home along with a bunch of other panels. And if we do that, we actually get to have more people who wouldn't be able to make it otherwise. So we get to have like all the big names in fan art, which is really exciting. And for some reason they trust me to be in charge of it. And I'm like, nay. But yeah, I think that'll be a really fun one. We usually have Butterfly and Joanna Lannister when we do the panels in person. So I'll definitely be inviting them as well. But yeah, I can like pull up the thread here and see exactly who I have. But I was really excited about that idea because a lot of the fan art panels aren't usually put on by the actual artists. Usually it's just me and Vanessa and then people who are like fans of fan art, which is fine. But it's really cool in my opinion to have actual like a group of artists.
That would be nice. And I would love to see like I know you and I've met Vanessa because she goes to all the Con of Thrones as well. But I've never met Draftergy. I've never met Naomi Makes Art, and that would be. And I love both of them. I love what they do, and they're both very different. But like, yeah, it would be awesome. I hope they get to make it to one in real life sometime.
Yeah, me too.
Well, John, I've left you for last.
Yeah, you've already mentioned the panel we were going to do, which was going to be a big one because that was sort of the one where when we first talked, you had said that you had gotten over your shyness by doing a panel, and I was like, maybe I should think about doing that, and then you just jumped right out and said, I'll do one with you, and so that was where that panel started from. So that was going to be a really good one. I have to say also though, I was really quite looking forward to doing the Tolkien panel with Helen, the clueless fangirl, and she also has done that with Robert and Carol. And she went ahead and invited me to be part of it this year. And just the fact that I'm a Lord of the Rings nut first and foremost. So I was really looking forward to that one, but it'll still be coming next year. So I'm really psyched about that.
Right on.
And just the fact that I was invited onto a panel separate from, what we were doing was kind of thrilling. I was like, really? Me? So yeah, that'll be good.
Yeah. So I guess for me, I'll just throw it out there real quick. Sue asked me to do a panel and then asked me to take over it, where we sort A Song of Ice and Fire characters by their Dungeons and Dragons alignment. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, this is actually the panel I was born to do, because I get to argue, because it's D&D, it's ethics and morality, it's getting to be pedantic about the definition of what things mean, and it's A Song of Ice and Fire. So like, Jesus Christ, there is no more perfect panel for me than that. I think that one would have been a blast.
I'm sorry, are you into Dungeons and Dragons, Stephen?
A little bit.
Oh, okay.
What?
Little bit. Aziz. Oh, you're muted. You look like maybe you're on the phone.
I'm on.
So Aziz, when I know you don't want to pick a favorite, I know you don't have a favorite, but like, you are kind of the legendary guy for doing more panels than anyone. Is there someone you've never done a panel with that you would be like, oh, that's the person I would really just love to do a thing with? And, we'll accept anybody here on the panel, so you don't feel forced to say, I haven't done one with Tony and I need to do one with Tony. I'm sure there's a few people here you haven't done one with. So accepting people here in the stream, is there someone you would love to do a panel with? And I'm going to throw the same question around the table too. It's just an excuse to name other con folks that
yeah, I guess I'd enjoy doing one with either of the ringer team that's there every year, the Mallory and Jason. I've talked to Jason more, but I've talked to both of them a bit. Jason has been a fan of our show for a long time. He messaged me before, like years ago, and I was super flattered. But we've never done anything together. I don't think because of their being part of the ringer, I don't think they do many collabs outside of, but at a panel, that's a different scenario. So that would be cool, because that would be one of the few ways I could ever get to work with them, even if whereas the rest of us have more freedom to work together, at any time, essentially. It still requires effort and organization, but contracts aren't a problem for 99% of us.
Right.
So yeah, I think that comes to mind.
But I asked that because you've just done so many on so many different topics. Is there a white whale out there for you?
I guess I can't think of one. Nothing.
Stream with
fair
George. Stream with George. George.
Okay, yeah. Any of us would take that, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you're close. You guys were all like hanging out in Ireland and stuff.
Yeah, you've had to. I've heard you had to escape his backyard or something.
I am probably the only person ever to climb the fence of his property to get out. Not get in. Yeah, that did happen. But yeah, I would choose that one too. Having a panel with George. It's funny, he talks about, that's a great side topic that makes me feel like we're all so lucky, and to talk about how different cons are now. Because George, talking about conventions in like the 70s and 80s, he's like, yeah, well, they wouldn't even put him on panels when he had published. It was just like so much harder to be a panelist at a con back then. Like, they were strict as hell, because there's like only a few cons, and they, it's just, they have all these professional authors. So George, like the first time George was ever on a panel, he was on a junior authors panel. And that was like his first panel. And he had to like ask every year, or like, he had several things published already. He had already like been nominated for awards, and he was in the junior authors category. So it's like, ooh, man, we could just panel with whoever we want these days, I guess. But it was a different world then.
Yeah, I guess that is kind of like a shift in the way things feel, because I started going to conventions way back in the day, but it feels like if you want to do a panel at Con of Thrones, you're just like, hey, can I do this? And they're going to be like, yeah, you can do it.
Yeah.
And I
get your
see
stuff
we've got Mona Carmona in here. Who did we just lose? We just lost Alex.
Oh, Alex, she had to go.
Okay, she's got the baby. I understand.
Yeah.
But Mona Carmona here because of the Don. So, Tony, thank you so much for bringing quality people over to the stream here. And do you have I kind of want to ask you a similar thing because I know you've done a lot of panels. Is there one like either like a co-panelist or a panel topic that is just like, oh, I would love to do this one?
It's hard to say, you know. I can do any panel with anybody anytime, but I like to work panels that that I fit in with, you know what I mean? Like I like to work with people that I know that it works out, you know. A certain thing like I say, Phil. I can do anything with Phil. Me and Phil got it, you know what I mean? So I can do anything with Phil. I know how to vibe off him and everything else. So it's not when I've worked with just about everybody there. So I think I've done a panel with just about everybody. I don't know anyone I really can't say I truly did. I know that me and Dance and Sean, we're talking about kicking around something, doing a panel. So I think that's going to happen. Probably a dance-off is going to happen during the panel. So we're going to see what we do with that. We're going to get that popping, you know. So, I think that's going to happen. But, you know, I would like to work with anybody, you know what I mean? I would love to go on the panel with anyone. If anyone wants me on, just ask me and I'll do it, you know what I mean? So I'm just all about that. But since I don't really have a great answer for that, what up to Mona Carmona in the building rocking with? I will give you real quick how I met Aziz for the first time story.
Yeah, let's hear that.
It wasn't that Con of Thrones. It was at a Song of Ice and Fire Con. I was asked to come down there. It was in by Don the Kraken Wit, and it was at the same spot. I'm a huge Dirty Dancing fan, so it was in the same spot where they shot Dirty Dancing. So that sold it for me. So I drove down there, and I only had a day. I had to work the 2 days after, so I had to go down there and come right back. So I jumped right down there. I drove down there, got down there. It took like 12 hours for me to drive down there. As soon as I get there, like 5 o'clock in the morning, Don the Kraken Wood has got me drinking. So we like 5 in the morning. So it was probably about, I don't know, I'm going to say about 8 and it's early in the morning and eat anything. So I was pretty well good going right then. And he goes, Tone, I know where Aziz's room is at. I said, don't lie to me. And he said, yeah. And I had never met Aziz or really talked to him or anything. I said, bring me to that motherfucker right now. And he's like, it's early in the morning. I said, I don't care. We're going there like the police. And we jumped in the golf cart. We drove over there, and I pounded on the door. Dude. And Aziz came. He was sleeping. Ashay was in the bed there with the other lady who was part of the con at the time. She was in bed, and they invited me in, and Aziz jumped out. He had his shirt off. He was like, "Oh, what's going on, man? How's everything?" We went on the balcony, and we lit one up. And we had a good time, and that's how I met Aziz at that time. You know, he could have just threw me out and said, "Man, what time is it?" But I wasn't thinking like, you know, last night they was drinking. I was just excited. So I was like, right now. I said, "You know where he's at? Take me to him right now."
Right now.
That is what happened. I verify all
so,
that.
Aziz, I'd like to hear the story about the first time you met Tony Teflon.
Well, my end was all that, but yeah. So Don the Kraken
Wit sleep up until the banging on the door.
Yes, I don't remember what day was that. Was it the second day of the con?
I think it was Saturday. I got down there Saturday.
Okay, cool. Yeah, it is kind of a blur. But yeah, that's true. Like there's like the Dirty Dancing like installments, like the memories or the kiosk. That's what I'm trying to think of, the word kiosk. And then you remember the day we left, they were having like a Porsche convention or something because we're all getting ready to leave, and there's like, why are there like 50 Porsches here now? We're like, what is going on here? So
that was in the Opry Hotel. We didn't have the golf cart in the Opry Hotel. That would have been like Mario Kart. I would have loved to do it, but you know, at that kind,
that would have been good. Yeah,
that would have been great.
Down the Kraken Whip, we like the drunk Uber driver. You know, you just going around in the golf cart, taking everybody home, and he was smashing, I was smashing. We just going around. It was a great time. That's where I met Baron and B-Fish. I met him at the breakfast. We went to breakfast, and he was at the table. He sat there. We drank some more mimosas and everything else, and yeah, it was good. It was a good time over there. I got the T-shirt. I walked away. I carried a watermelon. I got that Dirty Dancing T-shirt. I got that. So I reacted a couple of scenes there. I wanted to do the lift, but no one would let me lift them. So I was trying to get that done. No one let me do it, but I wanted to do it. I asked a lot of people. Everyone turned me down for it. I was trying to get it done. Only one who said I could do it was Old Nan. I couldn't lift it. So I said, no, I can't run that one.
Yeah, Amanda, hello. I mentioned our little dance get down last year. Disputed Lands is a great friend of the channel, and like she's one of my con buddies too. She was part of our we had a bunch of people staying in an Airbnb together. She was there. It's fantastic.
That's a nominee for one of the better con moments last year when you and Amanda just started dancing. Like
that whole night. Like, be honest, that whole night was incredible. That party that took place in the backyard that Sunday night. That whole night was pretty incredible.
With the Blackwater Bay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't remember who came up with that, but that was amazing.
But I think the only person on screen right now who wasn't there for that is poor John.
I know, like, I would say I was having FOMO, but it's not fear of missing out. It's just missing out.
Fear that you already missed out. Yeah.
Yeah. I wish so much I had been hanging with you guys last year. That would have been great.
There will be other cons.
Yeah.
When I came on, I think I actually ended up interrupting Tony accidentally, and he was giving a shout out to somebody, and I think I know who it was, but I'm gonna let him continue with that.
You're right, Tony. You were shouting out somebody who did the housing for you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yes, let me give a shout out to my man right here. You see the hat? It's a part of Teflon TV.
Okay.
It's always gonna be a part of that. But that man right there, the hat right there, you see it right there.
Right
that
on.
man right there. He's the one who hooks us all up with the place to stay. He's the one who who makes it easy, made it easy for us to have a place to stay and party. And that's my man, Big Will Carter. You know what I mean? I always gotta give Big Will a shout out. He's the one who makes it happen for us. You know what I mean?
That's right.
Much love for my man, Big Will.
Yep, Tony saved us. Thank you, Will. You saved us by proxy too.
Yeah,
gave us the $1 million condo, this the partying and everything else. Come on. And he gave a bunch of places too for other people to stay at for cheap. You know what I mean? He didn't have to do it, and he did it. You know what I mean? He hooked everybody up. So
it's true.
Will is the man. So he said it. He's like, if you ever come back to Nashville, I got you. I swear I got you. And he truly is a man of his word. You know what I mean? So that's what's up with Big Will. Had a great time at that party with everybody. Jinx, Aziz, Sandry, everybody was up in there hanging out and stuff like that, getting smashed and everything else. We had the solo with Phil on the bongos and Will on the guitar. We had that going on. It was a great night. It was a really good time.
Yeah,
Shift All X in the building, rocking with us out of nowhere. It just pops up. and Aziz was the one who introduced me to him. I didn't believe it was him. Aziz brought him over and said, "This is Shift All X." I said, "No."
You were quizzing. That was the funniest thing. You're like, you pulled out your phone. You're like, how many views did your last video get? And, he's like, and he was like, close. He was like, okay, all right. Then like, all right, what about the one before that? I like quizzing him.
Yeah, I definitely put the quiz on to make sure. I was like, what was the first video you ever made in your channel? If you're really Shift All X, or you just an impersonator.
That was you all have heard of Escape from Witch Mountain, but have you heard of Escape from the VFW?
Oh man, I still feel like
we almost died in this parking lot, you guys.
Okay, but there was 6 of us, and it's like, in my mind, because I'm that guy, we were a D&D party, and we had to escape from the horrible dungeon, But like, we had our wizard, we had our cleric. I'm the rogue, by the way.
What am I?
You're the wizard, man.
I'm the wizard. Okay.
Your drawings are magical.
What am I?
You're a bard, Jinx.
Okay.
I don't know what it means either. But
I can't be a sorcerer?
Sure, why not?
Okay.
You know what? Play the character you want.
Is that a thing?
Yeah. Absolutely.
That's what I thought. Obviously I'm a sorcerer.
I'm a warrior.
It's a legendary story where we showed up someplace and we came here to get decorations on how to get away from here.
Yeah, our Uber driver was very confused. We were all singing in, was it a Lyft or an Uber, Jinx? Because we were singing The Reigns of Castamere in the car, preparing to enter the VFW. And when we got there, it was a very different situation than what we thought it was going to be. And no offense to any of the people who put it on, the people who were there who had a good time, congratulations, great. I just felt uncomfortable drinking with people in uniform while Stephen was dressed as he is over there.
I was wearing this dress at that time.
Yeah, and people were in like little party outfits, and me and Jinx.
I was dressed for the party we ended up at, which was Tony's.
For Tony's party for sure.
We made the terrible mistake of delaying our arrival at Tony's party, but we were fashionably late and we ended up having a lovely time. Thank you so much for hosting us, Tony.
No problem. Thanks for showing up. Made the problem. Aziz showed up there. He came in there with a gang. I said, Aziz, bring whoever you want to bring. He came in there with like 15 people. I was like, yes, keep bringing more the merrier. We got to load this place up. But I think the best part about the place was like, you had like two places. You had that damn, that balcony that was just out there that you could just walk out there and walk the whole length. So it was like you had that right there. Then you had the inside too. So it was a beautiful spot. It truly beautiful spot.
So nice. And it was so kind of you, Tony, to let us in. And we had Bookshelf and Maester Mary and Shakes of Thrones with us. And you don't know any of them. And you were like, yeah, just bring them. Get them out of the VFW. Just bring them to the penthouse. I don't care. And I just thank you.
Shout out to Shakes of Thrones. Yeah. She is so cool, and she made an amazing egg because was it part of her Alyssa Farman costume?
Yeah, she had all three of them though.
Yeah, but those were fantastic, and I know those took a lot of work, and I think that that's another, it's not like a particular con memory, but the general air of people having spent a lot of time on all of the things that they are bringing to the con, whether that's cosplay or their own merch or just like everybody's stuff that they've produced in between. That's really cool to like get to show up for each other and like recognize that labor and support artists that you really like and support the creators that you really like. And yeah, often get to hang out with them. That's a secret about creators in general, up to like the highest echelon of people, not necessarily excluding how distance from reality truly insanely wealthy people are, is that creators are all just people. I learned this at Con of Thrones and a variety of other places, is that even like the biggest like creators that you think of are all like, it's way more fun when somebody comes to you and is like, hey, I'm Jinx, and I really liked this one video that you did a lot. Like, this is super cool. If somebody has a question or something like that I had to learn instead of showing up and being like, hi, I'm a really big fan, which is definitely a thing that I've done like a number of times, including to the lead singer of Young the Giant, like right before I went to this con last year. And I like forgot to say my name. But like people who make things are people, and like no matter how many fans they might have, like it's always like okay to approach people and just talk to them, unless they don't feel like being approached, because sometimes I don't feel like being approached, but I'll politely let you know.
Right.
Or Mallory will tell you.
I'll tell you, back off my girl. Okay. All right.
Yeah, I can see Sanry there's like.
I'm also the official Jinx Con photographer. All of the photos of Jinx at cons I've taken. We took Lauren's Shakes of Thrones egg regal into the hallway and did like a photo shoot with Jinx. And yeah, I love my phone and I love taking photos. Photo shoot, yes. Photo shoot very loosely, but yeah, I'm definitely her photographer. I take more photos of her than anything else.
Oh, you're also Mallory did all the design that I have for like my logo and stuff that I use for my website and my business cards. So shout out to Mallory. She made these. Hire her to design stuff.
when I'm free.
We have one on our fridge.
I don't know. See, this is people. Boundaries are okay, and that's why we have to advocate for them. Like when I don't want to be approached, or when Mallory does not have the friggin' energy to take on a single more commission.
I literally asked her yesterday if she was open for commissions, and she said no, which is why I was not pushing commissions today for her.
Thank you.
I got in right under the.
Yeah,
you made it in just under the radar.
Yeah, get great area because she wasn't letting no one go near her little sister, boy. She had that girl on lock. She wasn't letting her drink nothing. She wasn't letting no one go near. If you said 2 words to her, Gray was on you. Like, get away. Get away from her. Nope. She's not here for that. And she was just locking it down. But yeah, as Jinx said, everybody's cool. You know, when you meet like Gray and you meet, Quinn and you meet, Smoke Screen, who wasn't there this year, but it was the year before, 2 years before Smoke was there and everything else. Everyone is just regular people, man. Everyone is fans and everything else. There's no one that's, real uppity or anything else like that. You know what I mean? There's no one who's just like unapproachable. There's no one who's like, oh, you really want to take a picture of me? Everyone is shocked that you want to take pictures. Like, really? You want to take a picture of me? Like, it's more like that than anyone you just go up to and they're all uppity, and everybody's cool peoples, man, so, and that's especially when they're drinking. When they're drinking, everyone's cool.
Yeah.
So our regular, I hate to supersede what you just did, but
sorry.
Okay.
Sorry.
We got to say hi to Nessie.
Hey, Nessie.
Nessie is one of the regular co-hosts here at Curious Dragons, but she is not here because she is a respiratory therapist. She is out making people's COVID lives. She is out caring for people who have COVID. So, yeah. Thanks. What were you showing just now?
I was showing Mallory that I'm getting at, and also Aziz will be very familiar with this. Also, apologies to Edby1 wearing headphones who keeps hearing me going this close to my mic. I just found my giant stack of Instax, and I'm going to see if I can find some of the ones that I took last year that would be, worry not, anyone, that would be appropriate to show.
Well, we are live on YouTube. Like, it does need to be, like...
Obviously. And I joke about this. There's, like, none of anybody naked, but I did take a picture of somebody at one point, and immediately they turned around and was like, don't put that online. And I was like, okay, no, sorry. That's why they're Instax, is so they're not going online.
It's physical media. It's fine. It's fine. For you guys who don't know, Jinx and Ashea both have Instaxes, and they walk around and they take some of the coolest photos of the con on these Instaxes. I'm gonna get one for
what is this Instax? It's like a Polaroid? Is that what it is?
Mm-hmm. It's a new age Polaroid, essentially.
Oh, I'm from
really small pictures.
They print out, these cute little pictures. Aziz has a bunch on his fridge.
Nice.
Yeah. They're really neat, and it's always like a special moment. Jinx has this way about her where she will find whoever is in need of a little extra love, and we both bought the same pack of little dragons from Amazon, so we'd have our little dragon in our bag that we would give to somebody who needed a little dragon, and then Jinx would have her Instax, and we would take pictures of people who just, like I said, needed a little extra love. The one I think of immediately is when we were at
Or had amazing cosplay. I did this. Yeah, I think that's really fun. Also, speaking of those dragons, I don't know if anybody here watches this YouTube channel called History of Westeros.
What?
What is that?
But there's a small dragon that lives on their microphone, and I believe Mallory and I placed it there.
We did.
Occasionally has to be put back, but yes. That was, y'all did choose that perch for him. Sometimes during the season when Sean and I had mics next to each other, we would have a dragon on each microphone, which was also inspired. And I have another one of them sitting right here. There's like a few of these just around the house because of that.
Yeah.
They're just like every once in a while we find one.
Cat's not jealous now, but I'll get one next time, I'm sure.
Walking into Aziz's room and seeing your studio was mind-bending. Seeing the actual place where the History of Westeros happened, because that was my gateway drug, which I feel like is similar experiences for a lot of people.
Well,
that was really cool.
Oh, there's Sean in the chat. Hey, Sean.
How you doing, Sean?
Hi, Sean.
We miss Sean around here. Of course, he moved to Colorado not too long ago.
Yeah.
But for a very good reason. The man is
Mhm.
married now to Rita of the Coppermain, so good choice.
Yeah. I mean,
We love Rita.
I don't blame him.
Yep.
So we got maybe 10-ish minutes left in the stream, y'all. I like to not go too late. I know everybody's got other things in the world to do, but yeah. So guests, if there's anything else you'd like to say about con life, how it shaped you, what you missed, anything, please go ahead and throw it out there now. Sandry's got her hand raised.
I just wanted to say thank you for having me. And if it weren't for cons, I wouldn't know all of these lovely people right here that I absolutely love. And I'm just really excited to be part of the fandom and part of the community. And I'm just so happy to have gotten to meet all these people who, before going to a con, were just an icon on social media or just a username in chat. And hi, Rita, we love you. Yeah,
Hey, Rita.
this is my family.
Hi,
that I chose.
Rita.
Hi, Rita. This is my family I chose, and I love you guys so much, and I'm just really excited to be here. So.
Yeah, I mean, Sandry, thanks for coming, but you're sort of like the unofficial fourth host of Here Be Dragons. You've been on with us so many times.
Yeah.
And of course, I always love having you. But Tony, you've been on a couple times now. Jinx, you've been on a couple times now. Aziz, you've been on a couple times now. So, I thank all of you for coming as well. Is there anything you want to make sure gets said before we end the stream?
Well, thanks for doing this, Steven. It's a good idea to gather us together. So, yeah, you deserve some love, too.
I mean, I'm not fishing for that, but, thanks.
No doubt. Let's give a shout out to, let me give a shout out to you, your mom. Remember the con y'all did the barbecue at? It was a great time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The food was great. It was a great thing. Y'all hooked all that up, and it's for a great cause. Dustin's a birthday and everything else, and it was good because I like when I go to places. I like to see the actual place. Not to stay in a hotel. I like to see how people living and stuff like that. So by doing that, I got a chance to do that. But when you did that, I got to go outside and spend a little time out there and stuff. So. Yeah, shout out to you and and your mom for hooking that up.
For sure. And you bring up that barbecue, what I had planned, I thought it was good, but the fact that somebody else kicked off a party just up the hill from us, and this was a predominantly black neighborhood we were in, but their music was bumping, and they just had good people out because I believe somebody they knew had passed away. And and they were having a memorial party for this person, and the music was great, and people were hugging it out, and eventually they came down and started having barbecue with us. So it was great.
Yep, and they had those frozen shots.
Those were good.
What kind
Just out of nowhere, someone's like, "Hey, we're selling frozen shots." You're like, what now? Yeah, and yes.
Describe them. Give me a little taste.
I mean, it was hot and humid out there, and we were partying. So,
okay, I think Jinx has got pictures in hand here.
Ooh.
I did. I found them. Sorry, I wasn't trying to interrupt the shop.
No, we're just going through the end, so I'm gonna.
Okay.
Here we go.
So this is when Mallory and I first met.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
Yeah, I was very, very excited. She brought me this shirt. And this is that same night, I think, on the back patio. Resolve. Is it gonna? It's also just not that clear because it's film. But yeah, so there's a bunch of people in there. You can see Quinn. You can see Aziz throw the peace sign.
That's a crying wolf, right?
Yeah, I swear it's a better photo in real life.
I believe you.
And then this is on top of one of the hotels or something. Mallory and I a little faded.
Yeah.
Oh, faded already.
Is it? There we go.
There it is.
Nice.
There's me vaping like normal.
And then this is what I was looking for, which is me with Shakes of Thrones egg. And many of these photos, unless Mallory is in them, is it going to resolve? No. Many of these photos, unless Mallory is in them, were taken by Mallory. There we go. And so that's the like little egg that she made, also featuring a vape. And Mallory took this picture, and yeah, every picture of me at a con ever.
Those are fantastic.
Clear photographer. It's my claim to fame.
So anybody else got anything else they want to make sure gets said?
Yeah, I've been a little more quiet than usual today, just because I've so enjoyed just sitting here and, you know, hearing you guys talk and occasionally chiming in. But like, I am just so looking forward to when I get to meet you all in person. It's going to be great fun, and you know, and hopefully we'll get to do a bunch of stuff. And shamelessly, I'm just going to say right now, I've done streams with these two lovely people on my channel, but you guys, all three of you, I would love to have you on my channel. If there's any movies you want to talk about, please just let me know. I'll talk about anything. What's that?
We're making a heart around you.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
we surrounded you with love.
I love all of these people. Let's see if I can point.
So that's me shamelessly just fishing.
Yeah, that's
for you guys.
John's usual response is, "Hey, y'all want to come talk about movies on my channel sometime?" I'm here for it.
But yeah, thank you guys for coming on, because it's, you know, Tony, we've gotten to meet before and we talked about the, you know, Spaceballs on Here Be Dragons, but it was really great getting. I think this is the first time I've met you actually on camera, Aziz, and Jinx and I have met really quickly on another hangout. But yeah, it's just great getting to talk to you guys, and I look forward to doing that in person sometime in the future.
And real talk
with us.
Yeah, I'm telling you, John will talk about whatever movie you want. He will literally watch a weird ass Terry Gilliam movie that he's never seen before, that plays out like a fever dream, and he will then come and discuss that on his channel if that's the movie you want to watch.
Even the #1 post-apocalyptic dragon film of all time.
What's that?
Rain of Fire.
The only post-apocalyptic dragon film.
I forgot about that movie.
If it gets you on my channel, yes, I will totally talk about Rain of Fire.
I love that the dragons in that. They
underrated,
were good.
underrated film for sure.
Never forget about that movie.
I think I blocked it out.
So yeah, y'all, it is 7:00 Central, 8:00 on the East Coast. I've promised not to keep everybody too long, so thanks to everybody who showed up to share in our, you know, we're all going through it, not making it to the con this weekend, but thanks to all my guests who showed up, including Alex, who had to leave a little earlier, Tony Teflon, Jinx Lier, Aziz Aldori of History of Westeros, San Rixian, my partner in crime, John here. We all thank you for coming, and I thank each of you for being here as well. To the chatters, to the panelists. Check out Tony Teflon at Teflon TV. Aziz over there at History of Westeros. Sanri's got her channel Illumination. That's ALUM, like aluminum foil. Like got one episode of her podcast out. Jinx running a sale on her not safe for work pictures and stuff. John, you gotta
just call it. People know what an OnlyFans is.
Okay. I'm doing my best. I'm still learning how to communicate about this stuff, you know. John's got what movies you got coming up this week, John?
It's going to be A Knight's Tale.
A Knight's Tale with Aaron M., one of our friends. It's a good movie, the Heath Ledger one. So I'm looking forward to that. And then on Here Be Dragons next week, we are doing Galaxy Quest Retro Review. And if you are someone out there who wants to talk about a movie with me, with John, hey man, we're trying to be always inclusive, always bringing new voices to the community. And as you can see by the people here, we don't judge you based on your size, your shape, your shade, you know. Good luck to everyone out there. Love you guys, and we will see you in the next go round, okay?
Bye.
So peace
Bye.
and be excellent to each other.